Now, RT's journey across Russia continues as our close-up team travels to the once volatile region of North Ossetia. The mountainous region on Russia's southern borders had an unstable existence since the collapse of the Soviet Union. Several conflicts saw bloody fighting and thousands displaced. But the legacy of war has forced many survivors to fend for themselves, as RT's Medina Kocheneva reports.
Shacks that look like they're barely holding together, actual houses lying in ruins. These are the far from welcoming images that strike you as soon as you approach the village of Kambilevska, one of dozens of residential refugee areas located here. These people came here in 1992 after a bloody ethnic conflict between South Ossetians and Georgians that lasted 2 years. Ossetians by origin, they were born in Georgia but fled, fearing for their lives. Khatuna Jabieva was among them. Her husband became one of the many casualties of the bloody conflict. Georgian by origin, he was helping Ossetian people and, as Khatuna says, was killed by his own kind. Along with 2 small children, she received a one-off compensation payment from the government, but no official recognition as a refugee and the benefits that would come with it.
It is very difficult to get refugee status that would help my family somehow. And the only thing that I'm asking right now is to give us land so we could build houses and live in normal conditions.
But just 10 kilometers away lives a different ethnic group that's also experienced the realities of life as refugees. The ethnic conflict between Ingush and Ossetian people that happened almost at the same time forced over 32,000 Ingush people to leave their lands and spread out in the region of the North Caucasus. But thanks to special government programs, the vast majority are back home.
400 Ingush families lived here before the ethnic conflict, and almost half of them have now returned. Azamat's family is among those who came back. He says that despite the horrors that happened here, he still feels it is his native land.
Azamat lost 2 brothers in the fighting, and his family was forced to move from place to place for several years. But that's in the past, and now it's all about looking to the future.
This is my land. I have so many plans in mind. I really want to create as many conditions for the youth to work as possible. Then they will do something useful and will not have time to think about any stupid things. And yes, me and my family, we're all happy that we came back here.
People here say the same needs to happen for those that feel abandoned in Kambilevska. So the horrors of recent times are wiped from the face of the village, even if they're still kept in their minds. Medina Kocheneva, Russia Close-Up, the Republic of North Ossetia.
It's been almost 3 years since the last conflict, but the signs of the struggle remain. And it's not only abandoned houses and devastated residential areas, but also a significant number of people that still have no place to call home. And to discuss this more, I'm now joined by Victoria Tikhanovich, an instructor at the Institute of Civilization here in Vladikavkaz. Thank you very much for joining me. So, Victoria, has every family here been touched by the refugee problem?
I can say there are lots of people here in Vladikavkaz that are familiar with this problem very well, because they have friends and relatives that had to seek asylum here after the armed conflict between the South Ossetia and Georgia in 2008. For example, my family has relatives, a family of 3 that had to stay with us for a year before they managed to settle down here, find jobs, schools and a place to live. So I can say the problem still exists.
All right, and what is the main challenge that refugees face at the moment?
I think the main problem is the bureaucracy. All these refugees lost their documents, so they have to stay in lines for like hours and hours just to get their passports back, find jobs and get work permits. So, and the second one is psychological, I think, because all these people still feel outsiders.
All right, thank you very much. That was Victoria Tikhanovich, an instructor at the Institute of Civilization here in Vladikavkaz. And meanwhile, our team continues to bring you the latest picture of life down here in Russia's North Caucasus in the Republic of North Ossetia.
All business news now with Karina.